Hey y'all, this is VG Codes and I am bradgarropy. Welcome to this morning's stream. Gonna be a busy day's worth of work. I'm gonna start off this morning with some interview prep, leetcode stuff. After that, I'm gonna move on to work on the Remix Austin website. And yeah, then maybe take a lunch break. That's gonna be the morning. All right. So thanks for joining me. Let's get into it. And I turned my face off there on this one for a minute because I was recording some videos for Cloudinary. All right, here we are. Let's go. We'll just pick the next one and see what we can do. All right, Maria plays college basketball and wants to go pro. Very cool. Each season, she maintains a record of her play. She tabulates the number of times she breaks her season record for most points and least points in a game. Points scored in the first game establish her record for the season, and she begins counting from there. Scores are in the same order as games played. She tabulates her results as follows. Game 0. Okay, so we need 2 counts, a min and a max, and we need 2 values, a maximum and a minimum. Okay. Okay, we want to return an int, return a 2 integer array. Index 0 is for breaking most point records, and index 1 is for breaking least points records. So that's breaking most. So 10, she broke it once at 20 and once at 25. Okay, 10, she broke it once at 5, once at 4, once at 2, and once at 1. Okay, 4 times. Okay. This makes sense. This won't be that bad. So let's write our variables that we need to track. So we'll say let min count is 0. Let max count is 0. My gosh, I can't type today. We'll also say let max is 0 and let min. 0 is not the right number here. So max will be negative infinity and min will be infinity. That way the first 1 is set to it. Okay. So we're just going to iterate through and then at the end we want to return the max count and the min count. Right? That's what it says the return is. A 2 array where index 0 is for most points and index 1 is for least points. Okay, so all we need to do is iterate through the array, update these values, return it at the end. Okay, so we'll say scores for each score. And what do? We need to check max, check min. So we'll start with check max. If score is strictly greater than the max score. Oh, we kind of don't want to do this though, because the way they said it was points scored in the first game establish her record for the season. So let's just like separately track the index and say, hey, look, if this is the first time, just set the scores and move on. And return. Do nothing else. All right, and let's just double check this. We'll log out the index there, and then we'll log out And at this point, these can just be 0 because we're going to set them. We want to make sure we not get here. Cool. Run code. Let's just see. Yeah, cool. That makes sense. Okay. We're doing the right thing there. All right, so I'll handle the first time. We set the min and max. We go from there. Now, if it's not the first time, let's get into the real stuff. We'll check max. If score is greater than the current max, we say max equals score and max count equals max count plus 1. Exact same thing for the min. If score is strictly less than the min, min is equal to score, and this will be min count. I gotta stop pressing save to kick in prettier. You know what I'm saying? That's what I always do. All right. I think that's it. We'll run it. Okay, we'll submit it, see if it works. Great. What is this complaining about? Oh. Okay, great. All right, we'll go back to prepare. I think problem solving is the ones I was doing. Okay, 2 children, Lily and Ron, want to share a chocolate bar. Each of the squares has an integer on it. It's the worst Hershey's bar ever. Lily decides to share a contiguous segment of the bar selected such that the length of the segment matches Ron's birth month and the sum of the integers equal to his birthday. Determine how many ways she can divide the chocolate. It's continuous, so you're making slices of the array of length m and of sum d. Returns int the number of ways the bar can be divided. Okay. Okay, got it. So we're going to iterate through here until the end minus 2 minus m. So we can keep slicing. And for each slice, we're going to add everything up and determine if it sums up to d. If it does, you know, just for visibility, let's just store that in a data structure and we can get the length of that data structure later. Okay. How do we want to store this? It's fine. I guess we'll just let count equals 0. Okay, so we're getting past s, so we want to do s dot for each segment. And technically we don't want to do that, so we'll do a for loop. For eaches are not the way you want to go, I'm realizing, just because for loops are more flexible. So we'll do a for loop, and we're going to do it let I equals 0, I less than s dot length minus m. I plus plus. So let's see, if in this case this is length 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and m is 2. So length is 5 minus 2, which is 3. 0, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, and that's what we want. It'll get the last two. And let's just log out I, right? And then we'll slice that. And I never forget, or I always forget, const slice is going to equal s dot slice. Does slice return a copy? Returns a copy of the section. Perfect. And it has a start and an end. The end index is exclusive. Okay. So start is going to be I. And if m is like 2 in this case, that's actually perfect. Yeah, that's perfect. And so let's log out the slice. Those are the two things we want to see. If we can get this iteration going, we are exactly where we want to be. So we should see 2, 2, 2, 1, 1, 3. What's the input? Oh, 1, 2, 1, 3, 2. So I want to see 1, 2, 2, 1. Whoops. So that's not right. We need I and then I plus m. So we need where we are and then m ahead of that. So we want 1, 2, 2, 1, 1, 3. And we're missing 3, 2. So in that case, we want less than or equal. There's 3, 2. Okay, so we're iterating over all the things we want to iterate over. And now, for each one of these, what do we need to do? Sum the slice. Check if it equals D. So const sum is going to equal, I guess we'll just do a reduce here. There's no array sum method, right? MDN array sum. No, it's a reduce. Okay. So we will say s dot reduce, which takes two values, the accumulator and the current value. There's the function, and we're going to initialize that accumulator to 0. And we're just going to return the accumulator plus the current value. So that's how you reduce this into a sum. And now we'll say if sum is equal to D, the day of his birthday, we can say count equals count plus 1. Let's run it. Okay, we failed the test case. Let's see. So 3 is the day. So we should have 1, 2. I'm summing the wrong thing. I'm not summing the slice. I summed S. I need to sum the slice. That's why. Great. Submit it. See if we get all of them. Great. All right, we can get rid of our console logs here. Whoops, should have just submitted that. Cool. All right, let's do some more. Given an array of integers and a positive integer k, determine the number of ij pairs. Hold on. Where I is less than j. So you've got 2 pointers moving through the array. Three pairs meet this criteria. 1, 4, 2, 3, and 4, 6. Yeah, this is a double for loop. So we'll start here, iterate through the rest. We'll start here, iterate through the rest, and check if modulo k is equal to 0. If it is, add to count. All right. So double for loop. So I is going to go the length of the array minus 1, because we still need room to check that last pair. I++. And then here, we're going to let j start at I plus 1. And j will go to the end. J is less than ar.length. J plus plus. And again, let's just check that we're iterating right. I want to see I and I want to see j. We'll initialize our count value here. Satisfy TypeScript. Okay. So This array is of length 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we should see 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, 0, 4, 0, 5. Perfect. Now we're going to move up to 1. 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5. 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 5. 3, 4, 3, 5, 4, 5. We're iterating exactly how we want to. That's half the battle. After that, all we need to do is check if those two items are divisible by one another, or if their sum is divisible by k. So we can say, we'll add them up. Array I plus array j and then if sum modulo k. By the way, why are they handing me n? N is the length of the array. I don't know why we need that. I mean, I suppose this could be n. But they give us the array, so I don't understand the point. So if sum modulo k is equal to 0, right? That's what we want. Is divisible by k, then we increase the count. All right, run it. Let's see what happens. Great. Let's submit it. Let's see if we get all the test cases. That's it. These easy ones are getting too easy. But I also feel like the advanced ones still kick my butt. I'm going to keep going. Just getting my head in this space is very helpful. Migratory birds. I love it. Keep going. I don't know how long I'll go on this. Maybe a little after 9. Okay. Given an array of bird sightings where every element represents a bird type ID, determine the ID of the most frequently cited type. If more than one type has been spotted, that maximum amount, return the smallest of their IDs. Okay. So in this case, we would 1 has been spotted twice, type 2 has been spotted twice, so we would return 1. Okay. So, step 1, find the maximum. So I feel like my way of finding the maximum is like not the maximum frequency is not optimal. I'm going to do this and then we can find a more optimal solution. So the way I like to do it is I use a hash or a map rather, and we store the ID and then its frequency. So const frequency is going to equal new map, and the map is going to be of a number. I was about to say integer for some reason, and a number. So meaning the ID of the bird and the count, like the frequency of the bird. And so we're going to iterate through this entire array. This is where you could use a for each loop because we're not doing anything or needing to break out of it. But again, let's just always stick with the for loops. I just feel like it's the safest thing. Okay. We're stepping through this entire thing, and we're going to categorize the frequencies. So we'll say we will get the frequency of I. We'll say if it exists. If it doesn't exist, let's just make it easy. If it doesn't exist, we will say frequency.set I to 1. We saw it for the first time. I guess I'll just throw this in an else. Otherwise, it does exist. We'll say frequency.set I is equal to f plus 1. So now at the end of this, we should have the frequencies. Now we need to figure out the maximum and go from there. So let's see if we just get the frequencies right. That's step 1. Yeah. Hey, at least they run TypeScript. I appreciate that. Okay, so 1 should be 1. Ah. This is incorrect. I'm storing the wrong thing here. So it's not I we want. We want array I. The value in the array. Why don't we just do this? ID is array I. And we'll use ID everywhere else. That's going to feel a whole lot better. Okay, so 1 happens once, perfect. 4 happens 3 times, 5 once, 3 once. Okay, we're mapping through, we've got the frequencies. Next up, let's iterate. Now we got to iterate over the map to figure out which one occurs the most. Because, right, there's no filter. Like, there's no good, once you have a map, there's no good way to move over it. You're just going to turn it into an array anyways, which kind of sucks. But it's nice because when you're accessing the map, it's a constant time lookup for storing your data. But then you got to turn it into an array anyways at the end. Okay, so sorted is going to be array.from our frequency map. And we're going to sort this A, B, so that's the key, that's the value. We need to sort it by value. And I think if we want it sorted top down, we will return this. Okay. Let's log sorted at the end of this too. Again. I'm checking myself at every step. Mm-hmm. And now I'm going to run, well, okay, what am I trying to return? I want to return sorted 0, the 0th entry here. And we want the key, the ID. So 0 again. This should get us the right answer here. We're not guaranteed here that our sort is going to work yet. Yeah, okay, that works. But I'm going to submit, and I guarantee you there's going to be like a failing test case where the IDs are equal. Yeah, test case 4. So what's happening here is that it's a hidden test case, but I already know the problem is that we have IDs that are equal. Like in this case, 1s and 2s are equal. You can handle this in 2 ways. Number 1, you sort this array before doing anything. So watch, I'll show you here. We'll say we'll just do that, and we'll use sorted array here. Okay, and this will work. Yeah, but to be a little bit more performant, instead of sorting that entire array, maybe we can make this sort function a little bit better. Because that's going to go through this entire array. What if it's really big? And so that means we iterate through the array twice. What if we made this a little more complicated? We could say, if how do we do this? How do we do this? What I'm trying to say is, like, if this is equal to 0, it means there's a tie. And so if they're equal to 0, we then want to sort on the 0th element. So if A0 is equal to, if these are equal to one another, that means there's a frequency tie. So instead, we want to return the lowest type of the ID, which is ID is in the 0th field. Else we'll return sorting by frequency. God, we need prettier real bad. Let's see if I'm thinking this through right, if we can handle this, if like this sorts the way I think it does. It does not. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, we'll just sort the array. That's fine. There's got to be like probably a more effective way to sort this. So if the frequencies are equal, sort based on so the 0th value is the key, which is the ID. So they're saying if the frequencies are equal, then sort by ID. Oh. This should be this, right? This is backwards. You want the lowest ID. In this case, you want the highest frequency, but you want the lowest ID. Let's try that. This sorts an array in place. Let's get rid of that. No, that completely fails. Okay, no worries. We'll just go back to the way we had it. So in this case, this was B1 minus A1. And the only thing we want to do now is say array.sort here. Okay, we're good. Again, to be efficient, we'll spend more time in this sorting algorithm handling the cases where you have a two-dimensional sort, not just a one-dimensional sort. And this might be interesting. So JavaScript sort how to break ties. Primary sort. Count comparison. Uh-huh. That's what I had, dude. That's okay. That's okay. I'm sorry. No. I want to try. Okay. A frequency is going to equal... I need these variables so that I can understand. B frequency is going to equal, and then A ID, B ID. So this is A ID, and this is B ID. This is A frequency. The frequency. So, and then how they do this? If the count comparison does not equal 0, just return that. Right. If a frequency, in this case, no. If A frequency is equal to B frequency, that means it's a tie and you need to do stuff. But in this case, if they're not equal, just return it. B frequency minus A frequency. Okay. Otherwise, you need to do stuff. Otherwise, sort by the other one. We need to sort by ID. Return. In this case, and it's sorting the opposite way. We were sorting by highest frequency, but we want lowest ID. Please work. I had it right. I must have gotten confused somewhere. Okay, great. This only makes one pass through the array one sort, and we don't have to sort it up here at the beginning, which saves us whatever. Like ultimately, it doesn't really change the runtime, because it'd be like O of 2n versus O of n. But hey, we took down like one more loop through the array. And this really helps me naming variables. Awesome. Okay, honestly, I think that's a good stopping point. I'm going to take like a quick break, get up, stretch, whatever. Then I'm going to come back and I'm going to start working on the Remix Austin website. I think I'm going to try to work a little bit on the Cloudflare integration of that website, set up some databases and stuff like that, make like a deploy to Cloudflare type thing. That way we can all deploy to our own Cloudflare instances with the resources that we need and go from there. So thanks for watching. Appreciate you. Good luck on any interviews that y'all have. And I'll catch you in the next one in a few minutes. Peace.